Hello everyone, George here, and now that we've finished off the actual room, the exam room, we're going to need to create a stethoscope object that's going to be used. The students are going to have this be an object you pick up using the Vive controller. You select the object. Not sure what they're going to do with it after that. I'm guessing they're going to parent part of it to the head, the other part to the hand, the part that you actually place on the person's body. And then I'm guessing I'm going to rig this in some way to have bones, and it'll be, we'll put rigid bodies on them, and then we will let a physics simulation sort of take over for the connection between the two. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do for this. Haven't done this before, so we're going to try it out and see what happens. So we got a new Maya scene, Maya 2018 we're using right now. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pick a stethoscope. I mean, they're all pretty much the same. It looks like some of these got a little bit of curvy bits. So maybe something like that is what we'll end up using. And I'm trying to think. There's a lot of curves. Maybe I should just start using the curve tool. So let's go to the curve surfaces. We're going to go to, a CV curve tool or whatever it's called, EP. We're going to do a top-down look most likely here. Not going to worry about scale just yet. We'll deal with that soon. I'm in meters right now, so it's going to be way too big, obviously. And we'll use this as our center axis for symmetry. Let us change our grid, though, just slightly. So let's go so our axes are black. Actually, our grid is different. We just can't see it because it's on top of everything. All right, that's fine. So it looks like what we've got going on here is we're going to have a curve kind of come around and over here, and then the pieces are going to kind of come together. And I'm not going to do this little split here. I'm just going to make them connect together. I'm not going to worry about anything else like that. And that's that portion of it. So let's hit X and just have it snap right there. Hit Enter. Now let's go to Control Verts and actually manipulate these things, because I always screw it up when I'm trying to do this at first. So we're going to do this up here. We're going to kind of bend this around. And then we should have a point somewhere here that we can kind of push up and over. And we're going to need some more space, I think, here. So let's grab you and pull you out and down and pull you up a bit. Make that a little tighter curve, I think. And then this can go up here. This can go kind of up here. And down here, we've got a lot of extra stuff going on. So let's manipulate that a little bit. So there we go. So there's our curve for one side of the stethoscope. And I think everything kind of needs to move over a bit. Like that. And you probably can go somewhere into there. Okay, so that's it for right now. Now I'm trying to think how I want to handle this part. So let's let's do an extrusion on this. So do I want to do it with a polygon or do we want to do it with a curve? Let's start with a curve. Rotate this curve 90 degrees. Here we go. And W, hit the C key and middle mouse click to snap along the curve. And scale that down to probably something even thinner than that, really. Probably like that. Now that we've got that curve, we should be able to do an extrusion along it. So let's go to our surface here and let's do extrude. And there's our curve. Now we want it to follow the path. So coming over here, we'll do fixed path on to 1. You'll notice that it's inverted. So let's see, can I invert that here or do I need to do that after? Let's see if we can't do surface reverse direction. There we go. So there's our curve right there. Now we're going to go to modify, convert NURBS to polygon. And we are going to do quads. We're going to do a general fit. And then we're going to specify how many of these breaks we want in this object. And let's see. That's not bad. Let's see here. Can we... That's way too many. So I think 12 is probably fine. I am going to increase the number of curves going along this way, though, just to help out a little bit there. Let's see. I'm not 100% happy with how it's handling things right there. There we go. That's better. It's a lot though. Let's adjust these really quick. And now we can tone this down, I think. Let's take this way down now to maybe 12. That's better. And actually, you know what? Do 10. And then what about this one? Whoa. That's a good fit. I like that. I think we're going to go with that. Now I still think we have too many. So let's I'm going to lower that down to 5. And you know what? We'll go back up now. We'll just keep playing the game. Okay, so that's good. And is that too thick? It looks like it's a little too thick. So let's go back to the original curve now and scale that down a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna we'll leave things as they are for right now, I suppose. We're gonna want to make a couple changes. There's thickness to this, so actually let's find the curve. Let's find the polygons. Actually, oh here, we'll hide that curve. We'll do this. We'll select that, and then we'll Control H the curve as well there, and then we'll grab this curve and hide that. So at least they're hidden. So now we've got that. Let's flatten this out right here. There we go. And just make sure that's right there on that axis. Now in the picture, we've got some plastic that bubbles up here, and we also got these little nodules on the end. So we're going to do that next. You'll notice that I'm not putting them right next to each other. I don't know if I want to rig this so that it'll actually come apart, you know, to the left or to the right. Once again, not something that I'm sure what I'm going to do. But let's see. Actually, you know, we're going to need to... We are going to do a cut on this from the top down. That's going to be contrary to the direction that this is going in, actually. We're going to do a multi-cut tool, and I'm going to do that. And we are then going to grab all of these faces here. And this is going to become our thicker part. So let's go ahead and just, whoops, let's pull that out in the Z direction. There we are. And let's see if that's pretty good. We'll go in here now and delete that ring. So now we've got that little bit. And now we need the end pieces as well. And I'm guessing I'm just going to grab this, fill the hole. We can go to multi-cut tool, come at this from the top, and I'm going to do a cut, I guess right there, grab it, bevel it, lower that bevel a bit, and then now I can just grab these two parts here and here, and we can just extrude them out. Like that. Now this part right here is a little, I could have done a better job, but we can grab that loop and that loop. And I'm just going to, can I orient that to the component? We do component. There we go. Oh, you're not going to let me? That worked. That's not working. Is it because house selection? I want this to be center. Scale center. How do I make this go to the center? Well, so that's that, and that's that. So, you know what, screw it. We're going to do this. I can select that ring. We can go to component, and then we can just move this in on each side instead of scaling. And that'll do the trick for us right there. Okay, now let's go back to object before we forget. Let's go to scale mode actually as well and set that back. Okay, and we can do, if we want to, we can grab these now, bevel those, and do something like that. And that's probably going to be good enough for that. All we need to do now is take the entire thing and mirror it. And actually, I just want to make sure, yeah, we'll mirror it based on world coordinates. So we will do mirror axis X, negative axis, and merge, and that's fine. And what are we doing? World? We're doing world. Hit apply. and almost did a good job. We're just going to take this little seam here and kind of tuck that down a little bit to get rid of some of that awkwardness. I'm going to probably do the same for both of these. And that's better. Okay. All right, so now we've got that part of the stethoscope. Now we just need to do the actual, you know, long piece of it. I'm not exactly sure how long these are supposed to be. We also need to cut into this. I believe this is 20-sided. So what I'm probably going to do is just go to cylinder, rotate this thing 90 degrees. It's already 20-sided. I'm going to scale this down, bring this out here, and we're going to just kind of insert this piece of geometry into the other piece. Now let's come at this from the side. You can see almost perfect there. Very good. All right, so now we're going to want this piece to cut into this piece. Now this does not look 20-sided. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably 12-sided or something else like that. So let's just, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a weird 11-sided object for some reason. I'm going to make mine 12. I'd rather keep it at a nice number. I am going to go to mesh display though. We're going to do soft hardened edges so that those sides get softened. Now I need to shove this thing into that thing. So we're going to try something. We're going to just take this now and let's go to shading, wireframe on shaded. And I'm going to just kind of shove this right there. And now we're going to take this object and we're going to go to mesh, boolean, and do a union on the two. Now, I didn't do a wonderful job. You can see some crappy geometry that gets created because of it. So we're going to have to go in here and probably do some of our own cuts to make this work. First, we should probably try to fuse these vertices right here. And we're probably going to do the same thing down here. So let's actually just take that vert, move it there, grab both of them, merge to center. Now we want to cut across this object and make this kind of work a little bit better, I think. So let's do, see, those almost work. So let's just do some of this. So you here, go there, you go there, grab you, merge to center, grab you, merge to center. Same thing with this one up here. Stick that there. And that there. Merge to center. Now we just got this stuff up here to kind of deal with and down there. And those ones are a little bit more of a pain in the rear to handle. This 5-sided triangle, this is 4-sided, isn't it? But this thing is not. So we can, if we want to, do something like this, maybe? I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. I'm just going to try to add in some detail and cut these things off. I want to go to Edit, Delete by Type, History. Let's turn off Wireframe on Shading. Let's go to Surfaces or Mesh Display, Soft Hardened Edges. And, you know, it's not wonderful. I mean, if we want to, we can try to do like this and then manipulate them individually on their own. Trying to see if I can actually see that's pretty nasty right there, that bevel. Probably be better for us to can I get rid of these edges actually? Yeah, actually, can we do this? And Once again, yeah, I am distorting things more and more and more, but I'm also just trying to get stuff to not be such a mess. I'm trying to make the geometry flow a little bit better. Now, what can I do? Will this work a little bit better? I think that's much better than it was. So now we're going to take this entire loop here, and I'm just going to pull it. Now I'm kind of guessing here at the length of this thing. So from here to here is a third, and that's as long as this top piece, which means that this piece is going to be from here to here, and then to there. Whoops. And then probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be even longer than that, isn't it? So I'm just going to take it to like there. Give it plenty of slack, I suppose. We can do some multi-cuts now, or insert edge loops. And then let's do 16. That's quite a lot of cuts. That should give it plenty of, uh-oh, do you see that? How it's kind of did a weird thing there. I don't like that. Let's try this again here. Can I do the insert edge loop tool? I want to do multiples, but I don't want it to follow. Does not give me that ability, does it? All right, well, I could cap off this end. You know, that's what I'll do. So we're gonna just take a multi-cut coming at it from here, cap off this end like that, and then now we'll do the insert edge loop tool. And that will fix that problem. Okay. Is that that's a lot of joints, isn't it? I'm gonna... No, you know what? I think we'll stick with it. That'll be fine. If not, I can always come back in and change it. Now we need the actual stethoscope piece. And what does that look like? It's going to be a giant cylinder, it looks like, and then this cylinder is just going to insert into the other cylinder. So we might as well just create a cylinder, bring it on over, frame up, scale it down. Now this piece is probably going to be, I'm guessing, something like that. Scale this down like that. And we're going to want an inner ring. So let's go to the cylinder and add that inner ring. So cap 2. Now I can grab this after removing this, and we can do an extrusion. Now, the reference material is not terribly clear. Looks like it goes in and then comes back out. So we'll go up, hit G again, go up, and then I'll just take this and we'll pull that out. And then there's like a rubber ring around this segment. So I'm trying to think, if I do this, do an extrusion inwards on it and pull it in, I can then take this part, do a bevel, and make that kind of ring. I can grab this, push this back down, and maybe push it out, and then we can also, can I bevel? Beveling that doesn't do a good job. I really want to grab kind of like this entire edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge now, and scale them in, I suppose, and up, and then maybe put another cut, like right here, scale that in. And I kind of want to inflate everything is what I guess I would call it. So one of the easiest ways to do that might just be grabbing that edge and manually just kind of tweaking it a little bit. And let's grab multi-cut tool, add another multi-cut right here, grab this one, scale that out, grab this multi-cut tool, and then grab this and pull that in. Just trying to make that what looks like a rubber kind of band that rubs across the top of it or goes across the top of it. Not perfect. It should probably be fatter compared to the reference imagery, but not really that bad. I mean, if anything, I should probably grab like all of these and shrink them this way, and then pull that guy maybe. And if I want to do anything, it's probably going to be thickening this up a bit right here. And then really, there probably should be another band there, and I should probably pick that up. And I think I want to call it quits right there. Now I do need to, I need another edge loop. So actually what I'm going to do is actually, can we do something dumb? I've never done this before. Can I do an extrusion on that vertex? Oh, I can. It didn't screw anything up, right? No. Oh, that's the awesome strategy that I've never used before. I will use that forever from here on out. That's for sure. Now it's got a little dimple right here in the center. So we're going to go ahead and do an extrusion down and in. Pull that in a little bit, I think. And then we'll just do soft bevel right there. Not perfect, but it captures the characteristics of what I'm going for, and that's what's really important right now. So we're going to pull this in. I think I'm going to pull this in too. And we're going to grab this now, and this is a big bevel. And actually, we'll go with that. Now, this thing itself is going to have this insert into here is where it looks like it's going to go. So I'm going to move this down, and then we're just going to really kind of plug it in. We're not going to fuse the two parts or anything. We're just going to leave them separate. I mean, we'll combine them, but the vertices themselves are probably going to be left to be separate. Although I could combine them, couldn't I? And I can just put edge loops in right there for each one. Now that I think about it. I mean, it wouldn't take that long. So we can do that, that, and that. And now we just need to line these up with the vertices that we're dealing with. So let's go to wireframe and also X-ray. And now I can align these as necessary. I guess that one's good. Let's try this one now. Come on. And you go there, and there should be a top band. Sometimes it's hard to see stuff in X-ray mode. Okay. All right, then now we can turn the X-ray off on that. So those are now lined up. I'm going to go ahead and unify these, I guess. There's still going to be a little bit of an issue right here, but I'll fix that after. So let's go to Mesh Boolean Union. And we're probably going to need to do a grab on all these vertices right here and do a merge vertice with a low tolerance, but one close enough so that those merge together. And I think that did a good job. We can grab, let's see, if we grab, so that's vertex 834, that's vertex 1346, 13. So it looks like everything's fused. So we're good to go there. And there is, of course, you know, this problem. Actually, is that a problem? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not a problem. That's four-sided. Don't need to worry about that. So yeah, okay, good. We've combined those two. Let me just go inside and make sure that there isn't any residual stuff from the union. It looks like it did a good job. And And the stethoscope itself has a rubber outer bit on the outside. So we're just going to take this and probably do another extrusion. And I will take the top edges, shrink them down a little bit, I think, and probably also pull them down this way so they form a cup. And then I'll take these two and bevel them to round them off. And I think the underside cups inward. I don't really, I'm not a doctor, I don't know. So I'm just gonna fake it, move that in a little bit, and then grab the centerpiece, and I'm gonna do the same thing right there, just so it has that character to it. You know what, I think I'm gonna call that quits on our stethoscope. So edit, delete all by type history. Yeah, now we just need to unwrap the UVs on this. Let's see, we did this in about 27 minutes. That's not bad. Oh, you know what? There is one thing. I mean, there is sort of like this transition piece right here we might want to put in. So that would be right around here. And it sort of fans out. Let's flatten that. Let's fan this outward, bow this out a bit. And then I guess I can do a bevel edge on that, pull it together and do something like this. And once I have that now, I can take this piece, pull that in, push that over, we'll bevel that. And I can make this a little bit larger, I think. And this piece a little larger and push this back. And now I can grab each of these. We'll do a bevel on each of those just to make the transition a little smoother. And yeah, that's it. That's not bad. That kind of works. This is a little bit more of a refined or a quicker transition. So if I wanted to, we could scale this piece up a little bit, scale this one up a little bit, kind of push that in. Once again, though, I'm going to get a little too anal about this if I'm not careful. And it's better to kind of probably stop where I'm at right now and just go with it. All right, so now let's just do a mesh display, soften and harden edges just to make sure everything's okay. So next up are UV, so let's edit, delete by type history. I'm going to do File, Save, Scene As. Let's do Stethoscope 02. And begin with the UV stuff. So we're going to make several cuts. I'm going to cut it up so that it's easier for me to work with. And actually, you know what? I forgot. We need to bevel these. So let's do that really fast. Good enough. All right, so the cut on the UVs, actually grab the entire thing, UV, planar, Y-axis, apply, close. Now we're going to go in and make our cuts. So we're going to do a cut there. And we're going to do a cut here. So cut. So now those are ripped off. We're also going to do a cut up here. And we're going to do it on the opposite side as well. Right there. Do a cut. Now, is something messing up? No, everything's fine. So now those are all separate UV objects. So I should be able to go to UV shells and grab each of these. And over here in our UV editor, start popping stuff off. So this should come off and this should come off as well. So let's just start peeling things back. I'm probably going to make a UV seam right here as well, just to make it easier for this to unwrap. Although part of me thinks I should be doing it right there, just based on experience. Yeah, let's do it right there. We'll do a cut there. So now I've got this as a separate UV object. And this is going to need to get segmented several times because it's obviously way too long. So this can go here. We can do a cut, UV shell right there. And let's see, then we just need this stethoscope at the bottom. This is going to get cut up based on the material type. There's going to be this part of the ring and then this part of the ring, I think. is what I'm going to do. We'll do a cut there. And let's do UV shell. Move that out of the way. There's going to be the top piece of the shell, which now can be moved out of the way. Now there's the bottom piece, and that's going to be a cut here around the entire thing. So let's do a cut and grab this piece and move that over here. Now we've got this, and that's also going to get cut up probably right here, or maybe right there. And then probably right here as well. So let's do another cut, UV shell, move that off here. And then we've got what? We've got the inner diameter, and then we've got the bottom of the actual object. Now is the fun part. So actually, let's save this. Let's do another edit, delete by type, history, and let's start unwrapping each of these components individually. So we've got the bottom UV shell. So let's just do an unfold, and let's do an orient. So that's done. So actually, let me take everything that I'm working on, move it up here. Anything that's done gets moved down there. Now let's grab this top piece. Now I need to make a seam on this object, and I'm guessing that seam is going to be right along this area right here. Just seems to make sense, so we might as well go ahead and do that. And that's going to unfurl the entire thing. So now if we go to unfold, that's what we get. If we want to, we can try to optimize that a few times. Optimizing is actually looking like it's doing worse of a job, so I'm going to just keep it unfolded for now. And let's grab this ring here. We also need a seam on that, and I'm probably just going to continue this seam that we already have down the object. Okay, we can do a cut. Let's grab this, unfold, unfold. That's pretty good. We can try optimizing that a little bit, trying to straighten it out a little bit. If we want to, we can go here, we can try, where's straighten? Straighten UVs. Ugh. Let's orient it. And then let's try a straighten. There we go, that's pretty nice. We should probably cut this, no, you know what, we'll be okay. So that's the bottom, what is this? This is the top. Let's do an unfold and an orient on that as well. And what am I done with here? That's done, that's done. Let's grab this. This is done. Throw them down here real quick. And then there's this top piece, which is not cut yet, which needs to cut. So let's do that. So you, nope. You, and you, and you. You, cut, unfold, orient, bring this down here, and what is this? This is that little nub. You're going to see the stethoscope from this side, so it's better for us to do the cut down here. So let's do that, unfold, orient, move that down here as well. I'm going to grab everything and just do another orient really quick to make sure I'm not missing anything. Now we can do the earbuds. So let's go over there. Yeah, so these, I'm going to want to rip the tops off, I think. There and there. So let's do cuts on those, zoom in, grab what we can. So there's those and those. Let's grab this and this. Now we can see if we can do an unfold on these. No, we can't. So let's just come at this from a planar direction, like the X direction, apply. These are going to be huge now, but let's just do an unfold on both of them and then an orient on both of them. And for some reason, they're ever so slightly off, but it doesn't really matter. Let's just scale them down and stick them down there. We'll deal with the scaling later. Now I need to make a cut on these. I'm thinking about doing it on the underside. So maybe this right here. Whoops. How about you? And now we'll do a cut right there. Let's see what happens when we do this. Unfold, unfold. Not bad. Let's make sure we try to do the same cut on the other side. So I'm going to try to look left and right at the same time. And I believe it's this part right here. So let's frame up on that. Missed a piece. And move along. So let's do a cut and unfold that. Both of those are looking good. Let's orient them, move them down to our finished spot. And now it's time for the biggies, the big ones. So let's do this piece right here. Once again, I'm thinking I can do the seam on this side, or I can do the seam on this side as part of this loop right here. I'm not 100% sure which I really want to do at the moment. Let's see if I can do a double select right there. Doesn't select the other side, which is good. Now let's come at this and try to get rid of all the stuff that I don't want to cut. So that's all of this. And I do not want to cut anything over here either. So let's just now take a look, get rid of that. And there should be one piece right there, get rid of that. And let's see what happens when we cut along that edge. I like that. That's not bad at all. All right, we'll go with that. Move that out of the way. This is pretty easy UV unwrap so far. Okay, so when your head's going to be here, and you're going to pick this thing up, and that's going to be the end of the stethoscope. Or actually, it's the opposite way around, isn't it? So your head's here, and then you're going to pick that up with your hand, which means that the part that you're going to see the least of is going to be on the underside. So let's choose that as our cut point. So we can try to get rid of all this. And I think it wrapped all the way around and went from one side to the next. So I'm going to have to come at this way and get rid of all of that that's selected. And that should now just have the underside going all the way up to the actual area right there. And I'm going to do an deselect on some of this. Now, where's that? Did I put that UV cut in the top or the bottom? Oh, look at that. It's still on the top. All right, that's got to go. So let's do this and just keep going. You know, we'll get to that in just a second. I want to get this part off. There we go. There we go. Now, does that wrap around the entire apparatus? Doesn't look like it. All right, so is that still selecting stuff up here? So that looks good. I don't see any selections. There's a selection. It looks like it was just that one piece. So now let's do a cut. Unfold. Not bad. Let's do another orient. That's going to have to be segmented, obviously, but that's a good start. All right, now for the last two pieces. I'm about done personally. I want to stop. So when this is on your head, you're going to be seeing the inside of this more than the outside. So that makes me want to make the cut along the outside, like with this. So I'm going to double select that whole thing, and I believe that's going to give me a ring all the way up to the top. Now all I need to do is get rid of the other stuff from the selection. So there's that. I don't want to include that. Now we come over to this side, and we're going to get rid of all of that, and that, right? Looks good to me. All right. And whoops, 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 whoops. Get rid of all all that, and all that. And now let's just take a look at what we have going on here. So we've got, I know it wouldn't matter if I cut that, but I'm still just going to deselect it just in case something happens. Okay, I think we're ready. So let's do our cuts and our unfolds, and there we go. Not bad at all. Now we can orient everything. We can grab everything, and we can see what happens now when we try to unwrap this. And it's probably not going to be good. We're going to delete by history. Layout. Whoops. Layout, please. Layout UVW. Together. Pre-rotation doesn't matter. Preserve 3D ratios is a yes. Hit apply. All right. What happened? There we go. So yeah, like I said, this segment is way too long. We're going to have to split this up several times. So how many segments do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 segments, so we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And do a cut there. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing 2 more cuts in total. One there and one there. We'll do our cuts, unfold them, orient them, grab all of our stuff now, and let's do another layout. This should be much better. Everything should increase in size because now those larger objects will not stretch across the entire 0 to 1 space. I mean, they're going to, you know what I'm telling you. Cutting it up makes it so that we can utilize UV space better. And that's better. I'm not jumping for joy at this. I mean, what are my limitations here? These ones are still pretty long. Both of these, although it looks like things could easily be increased in size. I'm kind of surprised. Now, these are 2 little earbuds on the ends. Let's increase the packing iterations up to 4. Give that a shot and see what happens. So it doesn't look like we fared any better. And now this, of course, begs the question is, should I start slicing things up? So for instance, this could get cut in half right here. And let's just see what happens if we add that cut to it. Now this piece too probably needs to be dealt with. Now what is this? That's that entire long segment at the bottom. I mean, yeah, this could probably easily have a cut there. These I could probably cut up. This stuff too can be cut. So you can be cut there and there. And then this long one can be cut here. Once again, at some point, I'm going to end up putting too many cuts in, and it's going to cause seam issues. Which, I mean, you can get away with sometimes in Substance Painter, but a lot of times, things like baking and whatnot are going to cause issues with seams. All right, so we're still, I mean, it's a little bit better, but we're really not achieving much at this point. Probably just going to let it be for right now. Save this. And if we got to go back and recombine some of these, then so be it. We'll do that. I don't really see any huge problems. Curved surfaces like these can sometimes cause issues if you don't have a high enough resolution texture inside a Substance Painter. But we'll go with it, see what happens. Now, these 2 little dots here look fine. Now, what was my... when I did my UV layout, what was this at? It was 2048, packing iterations of 4. Have a padding of 6 pixels. So yeah, you know what? This is okay. Okay, so with that, we pretty much have everything set up. Let's just name this Stethoscope. I hope I... Stethoscope, excuse me. Stethoscope. Enter, save, right click on it, assign new material, Fong, Stethoscope _M, enter, save, And let's just do really fast another delete by type history. I just also want to make sure now that my scales are okay. This is in meters, I'm pretty sure. So let's go to window, preferences, settings. Yeah, we're in meters. So this is way too big. So we're going to also scale. Obviously it's not a meter. Scale that down to somewhere like there. Now what's the size of a person's head? Because that fits in here, right? So a person's head, average length of a human head. Human head is 6 to 7 inches wide and 8 to 9 inches long. So let's just say 9 inches long. That is, what, 3/4 of a foot, and 3 feet are roughly in a meter. So we're looking at something maybe like that, I'm guessing. That's even still probably a little big, but it should be okay. Now, let's see, that's down the Z-axis. Let us do, I think I'm gonna make my pivot up here, right between where the ears would be. And I'm also gonna want to WX snap that there. Let's go to modify, freeze transforms, and we're gonna do everything. And I think that's it for us. We've got no history. All of our transforms are zeroed out. So file, export selection. Let's go to Substance Painter, FBXs, and Stethoscope. Enter. And that's it for this video. In the next one, we'll pick this up in Substance Painter, paint it. We'll probably do that pretty quick. And then after that, we'll bring the materials or the textures out of it. We'll come back in here. I'm probably going to try rigging this up using several bones. And then inside of Unity, we're going to try to use the physics engine on the bones so that this is kind of, you know, a dangly bit. This is going to be an anchor over here, and this is going to be an anchor over here. So I might also have to separate this object into 3 separate pieces. I don't know how this is going to work yet. So we're going to find out together. I will see you next time. So long, everyone, and goodbye.